Isaiah was a prophet who served during the reigns of several kings of Judah, Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, spanning a period of over 40 years. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 1. He lived in the 8th century BCE, a turbulent time when the northern kingdom of Israel faced Assyrian conquest, and Judah was threatened by various external enemies. Isaiah's name means, Jehovah is Salvation, a fitting summary of his message. His prophetic work focused on reminding the Israelites of Jehovah's sovereignty, their covenant obligations, and the consequences of turning away from God. According to JW.org, Isaiah was likely from a family of some prominence in Judah, as his access to kings and high officials suggests he was a man of influence. He was married and had at least 2 sons, Shear-jashub and Maher-shalal-hash-baz, whose names carried prophetic meanings tied to his divine messages. Isaiah chapter 7 verse 3. 8-1-4. Isaiah's commission and prophetic role. Isaiah's prophetic commission is vividly described in Isaiah chapter 6. In this chapter, Isaiah receives a vision of Jehovah on his heavenly throne, surrounded by seraphs proclaiming, "Holy, holy, holy is Jehovah of armies." This awe-inspiring vision humbles Isaiah, prompting him to recognize his unworthiness. Jehovah then cleanses him symbolically with a coal from the altar and commissions him to be his spokesman. Jehovah's Witnesses emphasize Isaiah's courage in accepting this daunting task. Despite being told that many would reject his message, Isaiah faithfully delivered it. His ministry involved both warnings of impending judgment and messages of hope for restoration and blessing. Themes in Isaiah's prophecies. Isaiah's writings cover a wide range of themes, many of which resonate deeply with Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's sovereignty and holiness. Isaiah repeatedly emphasizes Jehovah's unique position as the sovereign of the universe and the Holy One of Israel. Isaiah chapter 43 verses 10-13. This aligns with the Witnesses' focus on upholding Jehovah's name and sovereignty. Judgment and restoration. Isaiah warns of the consequences of Israel's unfaithfulness but also foretells the eventual restoration of a faithful remnant. For example, Isaiah chapter 11 describes a time when the Messiah's rule will bring peace and harmony, a prophecy Jehovah's Witnesses connect to the future earthly paradise under God's kingdom. The coming of the Messiah. Isaiah contains some of the clearest prophecies about the Messiah. These include the prophecy of a virgin giving birth to a son called Emmanuel, Isaiah chapter 7 verse 14, fulfilled in Matthew chapter 1 verses 22-23, and the detailed description of the Messiah's suffering in Isaiah chapter 53. Jehovah's Witnesses view these prophecies as evidence of Jesus Christ's divine role and his fulfillment of Jehovah's promises. The Good News and Global Proclamation. Isaiah chapter 61 verses 1-2 speaks of proclaiming good news to the meek and comforting those who mourn. Jehovah's Witnesses see this as a prefiguration of the ministry of Jesus and also apply it to their modern-day preaching work. Jehovah's universal purpose. Isaiah highlights Jehovah's intention to extend his blessings beyond Israel to all nations. Isaiah chapter 2 verses 2-4 envisions a time when people of all nations will stream to Jehovah's mountain to learn his ways. This passage inspires the Witnesses' global evangelizing work. Isaiah's faithfulness amid challenges. Isaiah's life was not without difficulties. Delivering messages of judgment often put him at odds with the leaders and people of his time. He confronted idolatry, injustice, and the people's tendency to rely on human alliances instead of trusting in Jehovah. Yet, Isaiah remained steadfast, a quality Jehovah's Witnesses often highlight as an example of enduring faith. The account of Isaiah advising King Hezekiah during the Assyrian siege of Jerusalem, Isaiah chapters 36-37, is a powerful example of his faith. When faced with threats from King Sennacherib of Assyria, Isaiah encouraged Hezekiah to trust in Jehovah, who ultimately delivered Judah miraculously. The Book of Isaiah. The Book of Isaiah is remarkable for its depth, poetic beauty, and prophetic vision. Its 66 chapters are often divided into 2 sections. Chapters 1-39 focus on judgment against Israel and the nations, with warnings and calls to repentance. Chapters 40-66 offer messages of comfort, hope, and the promise of restoration through Jehovah's salvation. The book is rich with symbolism, prophetic imagery, and themes of justice, mercy, and divine purpose. Jehovah's Witnesses consider it a cornerstone of biblical prophecy and often refer to its passages in their teachings. Isaiah's relevance today. Jehovah's Witnesses view Isaiah's prophecies as highly relevant for understanding Jehovah's purpose and the role of Jesus Christ in fulfilling God's promises. The themes of faithfulness, reliance on Jehovah, and the hope of restoration continue to inspire their worship and ministry. Isaiah's message also reinforces their belief in the imminent realization of God's kingdom, which will bring peace, justice, and everlasting blessings to obedient mankind. Conclusion. Isaiah is more than a historical prophet. He is a shining example of faith, courage, and devotion to Jehovah. His writings, treasured by Jehovah's Witnesses, provide insights into God's character, His purposes for humanity, and the hope of a better future. Whether as a proclaimer of Jehovah's judgments or as a bearer of comforting promises, Isaiah's life and message remain a source of encouragement for those seeking to serve Jehovah wholeheartedly. Please share and like and please subscribe.